This gorgeous set looks designer made, but it's surprisingly easy to sew. Stay with me, I'll show you every step from cutting to the final finish. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. So to start with, we are making use of 6 yards of Ankara fabric and a 6 set of ashoke fabric also. So to start with, we are not going to finish it, so don't panic depending on your measurement. Okay, so to start with, we are starting with the trouser, and as you all know, if you want to know how to make this proper palazzo trouser, please click on this link to watch the full video on how to make a proper trouser. Okay, so we are starting by laying it down here. So we are going to measure our full length minus the band, which is the waistband, okay, for the trouser. So the full length of my client here is actually 38, so I deducted 1.5 inches at the upper part and proceeded to measure what we have. So we added 2 inches for the hem, for the ME at the down part. Okay, so after doing that, we proceeded to measure our waist to our hip line depending on what your measurement is, but my client here is having 8 inches, and then to our crotch line and also our thigh line. So note this, the difference between the thigh line and the crotch line is actually mostly 2 inches difference or 1.5 depending on how the person is. So please, if you're making yours, endeavor to take measurement of your client or your body, your own self. Okay, so if you can't do that, please endeavor to tell someone to measure you before you proceed with it, because these have everything to do with how your trouser come out. Okay, so after doing that, we rule out a straight line on it and proceeded to measure our hip here. So because we are making use of the fabric directly, so please, we are adding extra 1.5 inches for the sewing so that it could come out perfectly and it will come out the same way we have. You know, we are going to be joining it at the crotch line and at the sides. Okay, so that is why I'm making use of 1.5 inches. Please take note of that. So at this point, we measured our hip measurement divided by 4, so whatever we have, so we are making use of my the hip measurement of my client here is 42, so we added 2 inches, that is 44, to actually get it, and actually to add, that's the 2 inches I'm adding for the sewing. Okay, so you can decide to make it a 1.5 I said earlier. So proceeded to the crotch line. So to get the crotch line for the front, you are going to be dividing your hip measurement by 16 plus 1.5 inches. Okay, after doing that, we proceed to measure. You get the midpoint of your crotch line. After getting the midpoint of your crotch line, so you mark it out and also extend it down to the knee length and the M line. Okay, and that is the midpoint you are getting so that the trouser would look so perfect. Okay, after doing that, we are going to be connecting all the midpoint of the crotch line on all of the parts, which is the waistline, the hip line, and all of the other parts. Okay, so after doing that, to proceed to measure what our waistline is, and you remember we came in by half an inch on the crotch line, which is on the waist part. Okay, so that this trouser can fit well on you or on the client. Okay, so here we measured our normal waist measurements. We added 1 inch for the dart and also 1.5 inches for the sewing. Then we went down to the knee length. So here we have to consider how big you want your palazzo trouser to be. So yeah, already the length at which my client wanted it is actually 22, so I added extra 1 inch at that side to give it a perfect look, so that after sewing it will give me exactly that 22 inches. Okay, so after doing that, we proceeded to joining all the lines together, and you can see, for you guys that are interested and that are yet to join my WhatsApp community link, I'll be dropping the link on the description, so you can go there to join the link, because we're having an amazing deal on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so I'm glad you're finding this tutorial interesting. Please don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up by liking, sharing and commenting on this video, because it really means a lot to me. Okay, so here we are proceeding to the back pattern, and then we are going to be placing the front pattern on the this pattern we already laid out to get the back pattern. So another thing you need to note on the back crotch, you have to get the measurements of the back crotch, you have to divide your hip measurements by 3 instead of 4 that you did at the front. You're going to divide your back trouser or your back pattern by 3 divided by 3. Okay, whatever you get is what we are going to be using, and we are going to still add the crotch line, okay, which is your hip divided by 16 plus 1.5. okay, so whatever you have there is what you're going to be using to get this proper trouser. And here, after doing that, we are going to come up at this waistline. You can see we already joined that together, and we came up to the waistline. We came up by 1 inch at the waist side. Okay, we came up by 1 inch and also came in by 1 inch. So that is where the trouser, you know, sometimes it's always bigger at the back side, so that is where the trouser will be fitting with your bum, okay, with your ass. So if you get that, please let me know in the comment section. So here we are going to measure what the waistline is on the front part, and we are going to be doing the same on the back side. Okay, and remind you, the back side are always normal, like are always bigger than the front pattern normally. Okay, so when you're doing this, please consider that. Okay, so we are going to be adding extra 1.5 inches on both side at the back pattern. Okay, please take note of this actually has a lot to do with how your trouser comes out. Okay, so after doing that, we also proceeded to joining all the pieces together, and here you can see that 1 inch we went up by. You can see how it looks. That determines how your trouser come out, because if the person is having a very big ass, the thing will be able to accommodate or to just carry that bum. Okay, so after doing that, we now proceed to the cutting. After the cutting, we are going to now move on to measure the dart, where the dart will be starting from. Okay, so after this, we are going to move to the kimono, on how to cut the kimono. And here is how to place your kimono, which is you are going to be folding the part. I'm so sorry for the noise you're hearing outside. These are just all these people that come their pass across my area. Okay, so you are going to be measuring your full length of the kimono minus, take note, minus the ashoke. You know you are going to be adding the ashoke, so you measure the ashoke and determine what the measurement on the ashoke before you get the measurement you're using for the kimono, so that after sewing or after doing all the stress, you will not end up having a longer kimono than what you've measured initially. So after doing this, we are going to proceed to laying down. You know how I did this. You just have to, this is a cut together kimono, so you don't have to stress yourself. You just have the normal measurement, then fold the fabric together like this, just as I'm doing. After doing that, you're going to now proceed to measure to, and mind you, the way you place this your kimono fabric, or this your fabric, will determine how and well the kimono will come out. So proceed to measure the neckline, which is 3 inches width and 1 inch depth for the back, and also like about 6 inches depth or 7 inches depth for the front. So here we're going to notch down, measure the shoulder first, then we are going to also measure where the sleeve will be getting before adding the kimono. Also consider this so that your kimono will come out perfectly. Okay, so after doing that, we are going to proceed to measure shoulder to the bust line, shoulder to the waist, and shoulder to the hip line. This also determine, this is a butterfly, so you have to consider all these things and measure them down. You have to mark them down so that it will come out well on the person. Okay, so we also measure to shoulder to the hip area, and then connected all the round measurement, which is the horizontal measurement you have on your body. So here we are going to be cutting out the excesses. Just as we said earlier, please consider your kimono, your ashoke, the length of your ashoke before cutting your fabric, before measuring what you need for your fabric, before adding your ashoke. This will actually make the work come out beautiful and well. Okay, so here we already notched down the front part, which is where we are going to be getting the neckline for the front. As I said earlier, please take note of this part, because this shape, or this how the kimono comes out at the front part, actually determines a lot. Okay, so we are going to be cutting through the midpoint of the front piece like this. After doing that, you are going to be cutting a straight line, which is like a v-neck from the shoulder, where the shoulder is, and then cut through that part. So after doing this, we are going to cut out the pocket for the trouser. And I'm sure you found value in this video. I don't want this video to be too lengthy, that's why I'm not adding the sewing part of this together. Okay, so in my next video I'll be showing you guys on how I was able to achieve this perfect look, and I'm sure you found value in this. Please see you guys on my next video. Bye.